We're going to get right into it. So like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. Let's see what he's got to say.
Now, you want to crash out? Fine, I'll fucking give you one. If we don't wake the fuck up soon, and I mean quick, fast, and in a fucking hurry, we are fucked like a football bat. We got the Department of Homeland fucking Security out here sharing hype videos of ICE agents flying in on American cities, banging indoors, jacking people out of their houses, zip tying them in the streets naked, and then carting them off in the back of U-Hauls with no warrants or due process like it's a fucking trailer to the newest Call of Duty game. And
to be fair, that's only because these motherfuckers are wilding out. Wilding out. They don't want to get deported, obviously. But if they weren't fucking retarded, well, they're not even retarded. They're just illiterate. So they don't understand that Trump has sent out several notices reaching out to these people. He is willing to pay them to leave and willing to offer them legal citizenship the proper way. That's insane. And to be fair, a lot of these countries that these people are going back to, they stacked nothing up against the American dollar. So if Trump pays them $2,000 to leave, they gonna live like kings for a bit. And then when it's time and they go through the due process, they learn English, they actually fucking give a fuck about the society they're trying to join, they can file the paperwork like everyone else. They can go through the immigration process like everyone else. So I think it's fair. And to be fair, I want to specify, this happens to our criminals as well. They get snatched up the same fucking way. Anytime cops do a sting operation, SWAT teams do sting operations to break down these drug houses, these fucking theft houses, that fucking trap houses, whatever it is, wherever the illegal crime is happening, every single one of those fuckers gets shot to shit with rubber bullets, probably gassed, probably tased, probably hogtied. Doesn't matter what they got on. They're considered armed and dangerous 99% of the time. So in those scenarios, the police will always shoot first, ask questions later. And it's the same thing for these federal agents, these ICE agents. It's the same thing. All of these guys have been deemed by Trump as dangerous. And to be fair, some of them are, but I honestly think the protesters are more dangerous than the actual illegal immigrants. Most of them are just crying and bitching and screaming, probably because they feel somewhat betrayed. And to be fair, I haven't seen any of the people who allowed this to happen, to bring them into the country, get held accountable. So you're not giving these illegals anyone to point a finger at.
And the worst part is, I gotta watch some of y'all cheering.
Oh yeah. Let me do one more thing. One more thing? Since we're on the topic,
The very best.
no one ever was. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide to understand the power that's inside. And where we must defend. Our hearts so true, our courage. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all. I swear to God, when I saw this come out, I lost my fucking shit. And the crazy part is, Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota of my state, she greenlit this as a good idea. Man. I feel so bad for people who take this shit so seriously, man. Their life is just pain, bro. They're just miserable, lad. This shit's too good. It's too funny, man.
On like you're watching a fucking football game. And then the cherry on top of it all, I gotta sit here and listen to you all call yourselves Christians? Bullshit. You don't get to call...
Shit, I ain't Christian. I ain't gotta worry about that. I ain't standing on any moral high ground. I see things as they are. Plain and simple.
Call yourself a Christian and then advocate and fucking laugh when families are torn apart outside of courthouses of people trying to come here the right ways.
Shouldn't have came here. And there isn't anyone who's being torn apart who came here the correct way. By the way, the only people who are getting shipped out are illegals. This has been a very clear statement. Otherwise, and the reason why I know this is because the left has not used anyone as an example or a martyr to that exact scenario. Otherwise, they would have milked it for everything they could. But instead, they're talking about Gaza and Trump's fucking peace deal in the Middle East. But instead, they're actually fucking taking shots at Obama because he didn't fucking praise Trump over the whole Middle East deal. And to be fair, that's probably a bit unfounded. I didn't find it interesting enough to go over today. So that was on the docket earlier, but after reading the statement and stuff, I was like, oh, this is a big ass nothing burger. I don't give a fuck.
You don't get to call yourself a Christian and then think it's okay that the highest court in the fucking land just gave a green light to ICE agents to be able to fucking target people because they are brown or speaking Spanish. It makes me...
Is that true? The highest court in the land, huh? What is the most... how do I word this? What is the set parameters by the Supreme Court for ICE agents? Well, it essentially comes down to, if you put your morality in it, of course it's going to look bad, right? But if you're taking your morality out of it and you're looking at the problem for what it is, you gotta fucking do it. And you do adult shit every day that you don't want to fucking do. But you gotta fucking do it. You gotta fucking do it. This is considered a large-scale invasion. We have a bunch of people who do not know the laws, who do not know the rules, who do not know the language, who do not know how to navigate basic daily society. And that can cause a lot of disconnects, discord, and fucking problems. And we've already seen it. Why do you think that there's such a crackdown on truckers right now? there's such a crackdown on truckers because one of them killed a fucking family because he didn't know how the fucking roads work. That's a perfect example. Perfect. Right? So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? I deal with migrants every day. Every fucking day. Well, not really. 5 days a week. I have 2 days off. So 5 days a week, I'm dealing with migrants. People from all over. We're talking Europe. We're talking Russia. We're talking Ukraine. And some from the Middle East. And every single one of these individuals I have nothing but respect for. They are very nice individuals for the most part. You know, you get a bad egg every once in a while, but for the most part, these guys are good. And these guys are all driving trucks. They're all driving trucks. So, obviously, I'm looking at some of them and I'm saying, should you be driving a truck? You don't even know what the word shower is. He doesn't know how a keypad works because he can't read the fucking numbers. I have to let him in a fucking shower. I have to go out of my way for a job that I don't even need to do to help this guy because he doesn't know where the fuck or what the fuck he's doing. So, there's good and bad in everything, and you gotta get rid of the bad before you can let the good prosper. So that's where my stance is on it. You know, we weed out all these fucking bad ones. We get the illegals out, and the ones who went out the right way, welcome back. Welcome back. You came through the immigration process. You got taught proper English. You got taught the country's history, and you are now an American. Nice. Nice. Sick.
Me sick to my fucking stomach that I gotta be lumped in with you when people think of Christians in this country. It makes me feel physically fucking ill to know that when people think of the loving Christ that I know, that gave his life.
To be fair, a religion that stands for nothing. Hold on. I had it, then I lost it right then and there. Holy shit. A religion that stands for nothing has no foundation for something. That's what it was. Holy shit. Holy shit. A religion that stands for nothing has no foundation for something. It doesn't. And I think that's why Christianity has become so... It's been treated not seriously at all in the religious community because it has no backbone. There's no set of beliefs that is upheld. Because I see Christian churches change their tune all the time. They let in gay members. They let in lesbian members. They let in trans members. They let in people who are fucking inked out of their goddamn marbles, right? And to be fair, I've seen some more strict versions, like some Catholic places, Methodist, whatever the fuck. I've seen some of those places, and they're a bit too strict. And they're upholding creeds that don't even fucking, or scriptures and shit that don't even fucking exist in their book. So, you know, there's bad actors on both sides, I think. But in general, if your religion doesn't stand for anything, then it doesn't have a foundation for something. There's no something there. No, there's no something to build upon. For Christians, it used to be the 10 Commandments. You lived by the 10 Commandments. And I don't know any Christian that lives by the 10 Commandments faithfully every single day. Not saying they can't make mistakes and they can't, you know, be a little lax on that. But I'm talking about they get dressed up, they go to church on Sunday. Soon as Sunday's done, they got the football game on. and they're fucking having sex, drinking beer, fucking not giving a fuck, dude. They're gambling, fucking hitting strip clubs and shit, and then they repent on Sunday again. Those are the Christians I'm talking about. Those are the ones that are like, just don't give a fuck.
For us, they will think of you instead. You are not Christian. You use Christianity as a shield to hide behind when you need to justify the hate that you have scalded into this world. People tell me all the time, why don't you just shut the fuck up and sing, man? Keep politics out of it. Don't you think I would love to? Don't you think I want to just come?
Don't consume the content. I kept politics out of it for a bit, but I decided after the Charlie Kirk thing that I needed to put my hat in the ring, because I was a political guy outside of the content, but I didn't let it go into the content. But now I'm actually kind of glad. I'm glad I got a lot of shit to talk about. Because for a little bit there, like, I was just kind of going through the motions, you know. I didn't have any passion or anything. Like, because like politics is something that I am fairly new to, so it is something that I'm kind of addicted to right now. Because it's like, I kept my hat out of the ring for so long when it came to politics, but when Obama was in office, and my paycheck became thinner and thinner and thinner to make up for their fucking government spending. And then Trump came in and he did a bunch of government spending. Granted, part of it was due to COVID and stuff like that. And then Biden continued to drown my paycheck. I was like, okay, all right. I guess I'll fucking pay attention now. So then that's when I dipped my hat into the waters, into the deep end with the gators and shit.
Come on the internet and show you my love songs or my breakup songs that I've been writing, but you got the same phone I got, dog. You're telling me you don't see this shit?
People see it, but they elect to ignore it. It's not hard. Literally scroll. Literally do one of these.
Oh, he's crashing.
And that's how you do it. One of these. Hey, Bryan. Hey, Bryan. Bryan, if you see this. That's how you do it. Just, FYI.
It makes me sick to my fucking stomach that I gotta be lumped in with you when people think of Christians in this country. It makes me feel physically fucking ill to know that when people think of the loving Christ that I know, that gave his life for us, they will think of you instead. You are not Christian. You use Christianity as a shield to hide behind when you need to justify the hate that you have scalded into this world. People tell me all the time, why don't you just shut the fuck up and sing, man? Keep politics out of it. Don't you think I would love to? Don't you think I want to just come on the internet and show you my love songs or my breakup songs that I've been writing? But you got the same phone I got, dog. You're telling me you don't see this shit? When you're laying in bed at night and you're scrolling on your phone and you see the same videos that I see, do you not think to yourself, damn, there's got to be a better way that we can fucking do this? Have we really become this numb to treating human fucking beings like this? I started writing songs about this shit because I'm not oblivious to the platform that I have, and I recognize that my voice could go further than most. I also believe that music is one of the most powerful tools that we will ever have. I knew being a country artist I was going to get some backlash for the things that I was about to say, and I knew that I was risking my career because of it, because I'm a small artist who didn't have a big fan base to fall back on already. But I said the shit anyways with my whole fucking chest, because if you think that I'm going to sit back and watch the America that I love to my fucking core be beaten to its fucking knees without saying...
So, here's the thing. When you make decisions emotionally, and it doesn't matter what gender you are, it doesn't matter what race you are, anything like that, 99.99999% of the time, that emotional decision is always going to be a net negative on your life. Every single time. Which is why these people, when they get fully entrenched into this optics sort of war going on in the political world, and they can't see it for what it is and stay out of it, it tends to make them spiral. and they spiral very quickly. So it's one of those scenarios where you can see something that it doesn't take long for it to build up. And then they don't even know what the fuck they believe in anymore. So it's one of those things that it's best left, well, you're best left on the outside looking in and seeing it for what it is. So one of the things growing up in Iowa that I fucking very much am appreciative of was my civics teacher was an absolute fucking genius. He was a fucking genius. Because one of the key things that he taught us about was propaganda. He pushed that for like a whole fucking 2-3 semesters. We were just nonstop talking about propaganda, or what kind of talking points each side uses, how they try to draw you in, how they try to convince you to stay on their side, this and that and the other. Which is why I think Iowa is a very interesting political hub, even though as far as like numbers goes, it's not that significant. Obviously, you got places like New York, you have California, you have Florida, you have Texas, where there's a lot more fucking people there that you need to fucking convince to be on your side. But Iowa's always the first stop. Why? Well, one, it's one of the first states, so it has a historical significance, right? And two, everything in Iowa has some sort of political something tied to it. But the people tend to be less caring than you would think. For a place that is pushed as this political significant hub, the people there tend to not really give a shit. And we're a lot harder to sway to one side or the other. And obviously, you know, as with all things, you have bad actors on both sides, right? But for the most part, I would say one of the most based states that you can get is Iowa. Because even when all this crazy shit was going on, there wasn't any crazy protests like you saw in Illinois, right? Like fucking Chicago popped off every chance they got. So fucking, I mean, even another part of the Midwest, fucking Minnesota also popped the fuck off to the point to where they were breaking into the Mall of America and they fucking were riding around in the streets in the little scooter things, man. It was like, what the fuck, dude? Chill out, lad.
A word, then you got me fucked up. And the only regret that I have is not saying something sooner. I would rather my label call me the fuck up and drop me right after posting this video and have no career at all than live in a world where what is happening right now is happening and I don't say a fucking thing like most.
I bet you he changes his tune. I bet you label calls tomorrow and they say, sorry buddy, we gotta drop you. And all of a sudden he has to figure out how to fucking get his career off the ground by himself. I bet you it'd be a matter of a month or two. Still think it's good at first. And he might even get another offer from some fucking wokey fucking, you know, you're on our side, until he sees things differently and then he says something they don't agree with and then that label drops him because he's not in support of their agenda. See, this is the game that you're getting in now. See, when you get so deep in that you're starting to call out one side or the other, now you're throwing your hat in the ring. Now you're dancing, right? You're dancing in the center. On one side of you is a lion. On the other side of you is a tiger. And depending on what you say, what you do, one of them suckers is going to snack on you at some point. So now you have to be insanely careful, and you better hope those two apex predators keep their eyes on each other and they don't look to you as a meal. And when you get trapped in that world, it's better to befriend one side or the other. because 2 is always stronger than 1. However, it's what you have to sacrifice to get that 1 on your side that potentially ruins your life. And this goes both ways. This goes for the crazy MAGA fucking conservatives, and this also goes for the crazy fucking liberal Democrats.
These artists do. So if you gotta leave, I get it. But either way, I want it to be crystal fucking clear what side of history I'm on. Oh, he's crashing.
So that is what this guy had to say. Interesting words, but I'm gonna stick to what I said before. You know, if you act emotionally, this tends to happen, and I guess we'll have to just wait and see. Sometimes it can get better, other times it can get only worse. So we shall see.